What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. And as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about relationship insecurity, self-esteem, so on and so forth. Okay, now before we get into this, if you can, please subscribe. Just click the red button below along with the bell next to it if you want to get notifications right away when I send something or put something out. And if you want to work with me, get a session with me, value guide, free guide, all that kind of stuff down below, okay, in the description. So I don't really know where I want to go with this video. I just feel like someone needs to say it, and I feel that I have no gel in my hair, so if it falls on my face, I'm sorry. This is just raw dogging it. But here's the thing, ladies. From your comments, from the people I talk to in my sessions and things like that, I know guys are shitty motherfuckers out there. Seriously, guys are shitty. There's some shitty ass men out there. But a lot of the times, I feel like a woman gets in her own way and gets in her own head, and things spiral out of control 10 times worse than what's actually happening. And I feel that it's easy to blame a guy for a lot of these things. And again, there are guys out there who just don't want a relationship and will manipulate you, yes. But I feel like there are also a lot of cases out there that at least I'm talking to you on the phone about. And from what I hear in my texting sessions and emails and stuff like that, that, you know what, the guy actually did have interest in you in the beginning. And the reason he's pulling away is not because he's an asshole, but I feel like a lot of women get in their own heads. They have a complex, and they feel that this guy, he was showing a lot of effort, effort and initiation and interest in the beginning, and then it dives off, and oh my God, now he's acting like my ex or this other guy I dated, and I'm afraid the same patterns are gonna happen, and again, it starts to spiral out of control. I know how it is. Believe me, you are your own worst enemy. I've been there. I know how it is. There's nothing worse than that. I'm a hypochondriac, so I know exactly where you're coming from. But I just want to tell you women that, okay, let's just say you're in your own head. If you can at least get to 6 weeks or 8 weeks with the guy, I'll say 6 weeks. If you can get 6 weeks without getting in your own head and freaking out, okay, just worrying about attraction, you're going to see a much different outcome later on down the road, okay, from day 1 to day 60, 2 months, right? You're going to see a much different outcome than if you're freaking out and you're reacting to those freak outs, and then you wonder, it's just gonna hurt you, okay? Like I say, a woman, high value or not, has a margin of error, okay, right here. This is what the guy's going to put up with. Of course, the higher value you are, the larger your margin is. But and the reason for that is, if he feels that, she's letting off this red flag here, some guys say that's okay because the value of her or being with her or the benefits of being with her, or I like her this much that it's worth it, okay? But of course, the less he likes you, the smaller that error. You don't want to break out of that error. You don't even want, I'm not saying you got to be perfect. Just don't show him you're crazy so early, because I feel like if a lot of women just get to the 6 to 8 week mark, they'll be so much better off and have a different outcome than if they were to react to, I always say, a red flag is a normal reaction or a normal behavior taken to the extreme. And a lot of women seek validation through over texting or wanting to see the guy every time or having to call the guy out because they can't help it. They have to say something. And I understand that, because you don't want to be left in the dark and you don't want a guy to screw you over and think it's okay. But sorry, I'm drinking a lot of Diet Coke, which I shouldn't, right? But I feel like a lot of the times, yeah, a guy might be an asshole. But at the same time, you have to take some responsibility for your reactions. And a lot of women don't think they're doing anything wrong. They think they're playing the book right. And I don't think a lot of women are, truthfully. That's why I'm making all these guides. I have a texting guide I'm making right now. I have my value guide. You need to check that out. And I have my manology book. You need to read those as a textbook. You seriously need to study them and read them 10 to 15 times. I think at least, because you only remember about 8 to 10% of what you read or comprehend it. So what I'm basically trying to say to wrap this up is, Again, I didn't know where I was really going with this video. I just want you to not get in your own head. Easier said than done, I know. But at the same time, if you just hold off for 6 to 8 weeks and you focus on the attraction instead of the relationship, you're going to be much, much better off. A lot of women, see, they freak out and they get in their own way and they're like, no, I have to seal the deal. I have to seal the deal, right? Like you make the jump too early. I have to get him. I have to know where I stand. I have to know what he wants. I have to know where this is going. I have to know if he's talking to other girls. I have to know, his true intentions. If you focus on attraction, everything else falls into place, okay? If you focus on attraction and get him to actually want you and desire you, then you actually have some bargaining chips. You actually have something to offer. You have something to negotiate. You can't just date him for a couple of weeks and say, hey, what are we going? Where's this going? What are we? Blah, blah, blah. He's not going to give a shit because he doesn't want anything. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know if it's worth the investment. So focus on the attraction first, and then the guy will come in the long run, or more likely to come in the long run, okay? Relationship comes due to the attraction. Don't try to seal the deal and then everything's all hunky-dory. That's not how it works, okay? You have to build attraction first. And if you can do that for the 6 to 8 weeks, you might have a different outcome at the end of it all, okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.